Hi. Shift atmospheres. Okay. This is recording. Okay. So y'all, if y'all see my teeth keep changing, it's from this filter I have on. But besides that, oh my gosh. Today I had two crazy experiences. Not experiences with me, but that I witnessed that was just like, oh my gosh, what's going on here? So this is working. Okay, so the first experience was I was getting on the bus. Well, before I got on the bus, it was about to drive away. So I waved my hand like, hey, wait. And there was another woman in front of me that was like, wait. So I was like, okay, they're definitely gonna wait because he stopped and waited. So the lady got on the bus, and I don't know what she was saying to him, to the bus driver, but she was like asking him something like really sassy and loud, and then he was like, okay, and then she was just like yelling at him, and then she screamed at him, and she said, F you. But like she didn't say F you, she said the whole thing. And the bus was like full, and everybody was looking like, oh, what? And I was behind her, and as this was happening, I just kept like, my mouth kept dropping, my jaw kept dropping open more and more. And then so I was next. So when I came up, I was like, hi. And I tapped my car, and I was like, I hope you have a good day, or have a good day. And then, because he just kept his peace and was like, super patient, and just told her to go sit down. But she wanted him to engage with her, but he didn't, like go back and forth. And then that's when she screamed that F you. But it wasn't F you, So so after I was next, I was like, oh my gosh, in my head. So I tapped my card, and I was like, oh, thank you, have a good day. And he said he's gonna try to. But I was just like, oh my gosh, like, that was not okay. Everybody on the bus looked appalled, but I think she had something going on. So, I just thought that was like a random experience of, that. Okay, fast forward to the evening where I went to a coffee shop, and I'm sitting there drinking my tea, and then this Asian girl gets whatever her drink was, and she sat at the table in front of me. So we're just drinking our drinks, and a man, I think he was like homeless or something, came in, and he was in a wheelchair, and he came and he asked me, oh, he didn't even say hi. He was just like, I think it was just like, buy me something to eat. So I said, sorry, I won't be able to, sorry. And he didn't say anything. So he rolled over, like with his chair, sitting in the chair, and went to the Asian girl. And he said the same thing, buy me some food or something like that. He didn't, greet her or anything. So she said, sorry. And then he was like, what? What, are you broke? And then she was just looking like, I can't help you. And then he was like, he started swearing and getting like loud. Yeah, I think he was like, you don't have any money. And then, she was ignoring him. So then he said, F you, crazy bee. And we were just like, oh my gosh. But he didn't say bee, he said the word. So then he went and I guess like ordered food, and, I guess hoped that they would give him some free food, because I know they were asking him to pay. So I was like, oh my gosh, not again, another crazy experience, like, dang. So she looked like sad and down, and like, that's a bad experience. Like, if somebody says something crazy like that to you, you're gonna feel bad and yucky. And that's how she looked like she was feeling. So I was just like, let me just pack up my stuff and go, because I had just finished teaching a online teacher training. So I was just like, let me just get my stuff and go. But I had the unction to go up to her, because I didn't want that to be her last experience. So as I was gathering my stuff, I was just like, just go up to her and say have a good evening or have a good night. So then, because we were looking at each other like, oh my gosh, and I said, or whispered or mouthed, like, not okay. Like, what he said was like, not okay. So then I got my stuff and was leaving, and I said to her, have a good night. Have a good night. And she was like, oh, thank you, you too. And I left. So as I was thinking, I was like, I know that cannot just be coincidence of having those two same type of experiences in the same day. So then I just felt like it was the Lord showing me to shift and change atmospheres. You know what I mean? Like, you can be the one to change an atmosphere or a situation. And I just felt like, because I didn't want the bus driver to have that being his last experience of like getting ready to drive the bus. It was like somebody screaming, F you. Not F you, but the real word. And then even the poor young girl, like, who wants to sit there and like deal with that or experience that? And then the man was still in the store. So that's why I was like, while I'm leaving, I'm just going to tell her to have a good evening, and to try to cover or mitigate the experience she just had. So I just wanted to share, be an atmosphere changer, an atmosphere shifter, because as I've been sharing, there's a lot going on in the world, and people are going through a lot, and you never know what somebody's going to experience, so you can be the one to help them have a better experience. You set the tone of what you want your atmosphere to be. You know what I mean? Like, if there's negativity in it or something bad happening, if you're a Christian, bind it up and rebuke it and get it out of there. But if you're not, or if you're in a place where you don't want to be saying all that, you can say it low or under your breath, but you can also just say something positive and uplifting to help change an atmosphere or the person's experience. So I just wanted to share that, to be an atmosphere shifter and changer. And if you see something bad happening or somebody in a bad place or situation, don't leave them in that. Because the girl, she kind of like, she ended up, like kind of like curling up and like putting her head in the corner like, oh my gosh, you know what I mean? And I was just like, I have to say something to her, because that was just not okay. But you can be the one to make a difference and to change things and to shift things. So I just wanted to remind you to be an atmosphere shifter. Okay? Take care. God bless. And have a good evening. Bye. Look at that. Did you see it? There. There it goes again.